Doug, I don't know if you heard Max's language.
No. No.
Little F-bomb.
Oh, did he?
His friend, pardon his French.
Did he say it in French?
No, it was
Oh,
American. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, dang. Good for him. Yeah. He's growing.
I know we've talked a lot about DeMar recently, but just to watch him go get buckets like that, again, how much do you just? I feel like it's repetitive. How much do you marvel at what he's still able to do?
Yeah, he's like a comfy blanket, man. It doesn't surprise me, and I continue to tell you guys that because being able to see him work and how he goes about his business, and if you ever get a chance to watch him work and then you go watch him play, like it's the same thing, and that's a credit to him. You know, no shot is the same, but it's from the same area. The pump fakes, the hezzy pump fakes, the side steps, the step away, the draw to foul, the step throughs, just super impressive. And he gets to his spots and he handles his business. And 11 assists is just a whole nother realm of wow, because that's trusting your teammates. And game got close, and all of a sudden we continue to go to him. And part of it is, as I told you guys earlier, is he's a calming force, and I think they understand he's a calming force. So got to rest him when he's out there. Now we're trying to find our way, and it has to be rebounding and getting stops and getting out, and then slow it down a little bit, playing the half court, make sure the shooters are getting in front of the basketball, and then letting him make plays. So it's a lot of fun to watch, and just an honor to coach, truly.
Precious just praised you as a coach, how much not just you care about the basketball side, but how much you care about the human element side of things. As both a coach and a former player yourself, how much do you enjoy Precious's story of the uncertainty coming into the season, making the most of the opportunity here, and what he's been able to do for the Kings?
I paid him well. No, he's from the time that I spoke to Precious on the phone and then met him, and then a couple games, or right away he was in the starting lineup, and he's so coachable. He's a pleasure as a coach because like he's listening, he wants to win, he's about team, all the right things, and he wants to win, so he'll be upset, but then he lets it go, and the smiles back on his face. And every time I see him, he's the same, and that's an important thing for me because I like the consistency in a human, where we can, our job can be stressful and all these different things, but just like as the person part of it, like I got love for you, so don't take anything personal. Like I'm just coaching, and that can get sideways sometimes. It's just how it is, but that's nothing to do with you. So a lot of love for him to say that, because uh, that is true. I care about these guys as people, because my experience here when we were really good was that was probably the one thread that helped everything, is because we had love for each other. And when you go out there and you play that way, you play different. It's a how far am I willing to go? I'm willing to go as far as to put hands on somebody. Well, that's a different level, and not everybody's about that life. So it's good to hear that from him. But love the kid, love how he goes about his business, and another one, like truly the honor to coach these guys.
Doug, you guys are 6-5 over your last 11 games, I think it is. Just how much do you have to push the outside noise and all of the questions about tanking and all that stuff out the window and just try to improve and get your team better?
First of all, I don't really read all that stuff. So unless you guys ask me, I don't really, I'm not really worried about that. I mean, if you know me, like tanking is the last thing that I respect the game too much. As I told you, these young men, in my opinion, when you do things like that, it hurts them, because then when you ask them to give it for you, then it's like, well, you just jeopardized it. So where are we at with it? So I'm always like, we full speed ahead on trying to be the best version of ourselves. And from night to night, it's going to be different, and it hasn't been exactly what we wanted, but I see a lot of growth in them from the young players, but also from our veterans with the trust that they show in them and the conversations that they have with them and all the things. Like it's a process, and we're on it. And as long as we continue to improve as individuals, and then the collective just gets better as a byproduct.
Doug, have you noticed anything different in DeMar lately with playing with younger guys?
No, I mean, you know, it'd be easy to say yes, but not really. I mean, this is who he is. You know, he landed on the plane and came and got treatment. That's who DeMar DeRozan is. So the biggest probably thing is the example that he continues to set for them. So you telling me that this man scored 26,000 points and gets off a plane at 1:30 and comes and gets treatment? What'd you do? What you willing to do? And then he comes out and has a performance like that. You know, the biggest thing is probably his willingness to continue to be a leader. I don't like for them, you know, what is it? I think he's been an open book for them. They can ask him, they can talk to him, they can joke with him. They, you know, he's never been like stiff arm like that. That's not his vibe ever. So he's just been from day one a really good example for them as young professionals trying to be successful in this business.
You hear other coaches talk and joke about, hey, if you foul DeMar, money in the pot and things like that. It's clearly top of people's scouting reports. What, from your perspective, still allows him to get to the line so much?
Well, he doesn't get to the line enough, in my opinion. But okay, you know, for him, so as a defender, when you have a guy that scores the ball like that, the closer he gets to getting ready to do it, the more hypersensitive I get. And that's the trick, is when he shows you the basketball or he shows you a shot fake or the footwork goes to a shot and the clock is going down, but he's calm enough in a 5-second interval to wait till 1 second, but you're not, because you're so sensitive that he's getting closer to the basket. He's probably going to shoot it. When's he going to? And a lot of guys just don't have the discipline to stay consistent in that moment. And that's where his calmness in those moments, like he has a super clarity. It's a gift. Where things will get like a little foggy and racy, like it probably narrows and everything on the outside of it is a little foggy, but the middle of it is just like laser sharp, because even when he gets fouled, like a lot of times you guys will see he actually makes the bucket or it gets really close. So that means that as he got fouled, as he's getting fouled, he's looking at the basket and he's actually taking a real shot at it instead of just throwing it up there. That's like that's a different deal.
Doug, not to belabor the point too much, so this isn't about the Kings tanking or anything like that, but the league has made it quite clear that they think there's something that they need to do about it. They've obviously fined teams so far this year for certain games. Do you think, just as a basketball guy, it's something that is hurting the game, or do you not really have any opinions on it?
Do we get fined?
No.
Exactly.
No, again, not about you guys.
Okay.
As the league in general.
You know, everybody does something different. I mean, we had the process, we've had different things. So, you know, it's not for me to judge somebody else's house. I just know what we do here, and it ain't that. So, and it ain't never going to be that while I'm sitting here. When we go out there to play, we're going out there to win. Now, if they beat you, they beat you. And I think last year was a shining example. The team that was supposed to get the number one pick did not. The team that got the number one pick, we played them in the play-in. So you know what I'm saying? So it's not that that's actually going to work. So in just my personal opinion, and this is not casting nothing on anybody else, I think that it hurts them. And I'm not here to hurt them. I'm here to build them up as young men and help them to help our city do what we know we can do.
Doug, wanted to get your thoughts on Killian tonight, 16 points, 8 assists. When you have the contract and stuff kind of lifted off your shoulders, if you will, do you think that alone is enough to maybe play relaxed and, have the night he did like he did tonight?
You know, for Killian, he was going back in the game, and I pulled him aside because, when you go through what he's been through, you can be beat up a little bit, and I told him, like, when you make a mistake, he was standing at the scorer's table. I was like, yo, man, when you make a mistake, like, it's all good. Like, you ain't doing it on purpose. Don't hang your head, none of that. Like, you belong here. I believe in you. You good. And that, in my opinion, is the basis that is the cornerstone for him to grow. Because I've been in that position where, you make a mistake and you're looking over at the coach and he's throwing out and then he's subbing you. And, that's not how I want him to play. I want him to grow. Somebody once told me, like, listen, you're going to play the whole game and I know what you've been through. Just try not to make the same mistake twice. And I try to pay that forward because I think he's a good young player, and I think that we may have found something in him, and now we just got to pour into him. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night.